Man, chat, this how I gotta do my reaction videos from now on, bruh. I gotta have it in his last square at the bottom of the screen. But look,
Hello guys, I'm back.
Know your fucking place, trash.
I dropped the reaction video like 3 days ago, but it got copyrighted. So we using this right here to see if I'm gonna keep getting copyrighted. They don't got no music playing in this shit, so this shouldn't get copyrighted. This is just gonna be a video coming up for y'all. Fuck all that talking, man. Let's get straight into it.
You got more shots than this shit, nigga. Try your luck. Let's go on beef. How about it, nigga?
What happens when a rapper's name alone makes other artists rethink their next move and switch cities just to dodge problems? In Memphis, Tennessee, there's one name that still makes even the hardest rappers pause before talking reckless. Pooh isn't just a topic, he's a warning sign, and once his name pops up, the whole vibe changes fast. This isn't some online tough talk or studio fairy tale either. People say he's really like that, and the streets treat him accordingly. Pooh comes from real ties, real pressure, and a reputation that's had the rap scene moving extra careful. Stories linked to him range from serious street incidents to rappers quietly packing up and leaving Memphis just to stay clear of the drama. Folks whisper that one wrong move, one wrong name drop, and it's over, and that fear didn't come from nowhere. His presence runs so deep that even saying his name the wrong way is rumored to bring unwanted attention. Stick around, because by the end of this breakdown, you'll see why people say Pooh isn't just another artist chasing fame. He's painted as the shadow in the background, the figure that makes other rappers lose sleep and check their surroundings twice. Before getting into why so many artists avoid him, it's important to understand exactly who he is. Born Rel Williams Jr. in South Memphis, Pooh Shistey didn't fall into music by accident. He came up surrounded by real-life pressure that most rappers only rap about. Memphis plays a huge role here too. This city has a reputation for being unforgiving, where the rules are different and mistakes can cost you everything. This isn't a place for online back and forths or playful diss tracks. In Memphis, situations get serious quick, and people say he represents that energy to the core. The name Shistey itself tells a story. People say he earned it young for being slick, hard to trust, always one step ahead, and already causing chaos early on. From the jump, folks around him labeled him a real problem, and that image stuck for a reason. By the time he was barely a teenager, his life was already moving way different from most kids.
Look at him, dog. That shit funny, dog. Look at this nigga. Nigga got a mustache.
Kids his age. Reports say that around 11, he was already dealing with robbery-related trouble, and by 14, an assault case followed. This wasn't someone pretending for attention or acting tough for cameras. People around him viewed him as a real street-influenced kid who also happened to have a natural ear for rap. To really understand why Pooh Shistey moves how he moves today, you have to look straight at where he came from and who raised him. His father, known in Memphis circles as Mob Boss, wasn't just another guy chasing dreams. He was widely known as someone deeply involved in the city's street economy, and even started his own label, Mob Ties Records, back in the day. This wasn't talk for show. Court records show Mob Boss was convicted in connection with a serious 2004 case involving the death of local DJ Rebecca Glenn, which only added to his reputation in the city. Things get even wilder when you look at how Mob Boss was allegedly operating behind the scenes. Law enforcement reportedly watched one property for months. From the outside, it looked abandoned, but inside it said it was a heavy operation spot. When authorities finally moved in, they reportedly found drugs, equipment linked to distribution, and a large amount of cash on him at the time. That moment summed up the world Pooh Shistey grew up around. Real stakes, real pressure, and real consequences everywhere. He's even spoken about watching his father work in studios, soaking up game about the music business early, while also seeing how street life and music were deeply connected in his world. He's gone on record saying his dad was moving on an ACEOP type level, with his own label, tour buses, and real shows on the road. But here's where things switch up. Unlike a lot of rap kids who only inherit an image, Pooh Shistey picked up both sides of the game. He learned the business side early, how labels move, how money flows, how connections work. At the same time, he carried real street credibility that people around him say can't be manufactured or bought. That mix right there is what makes him so intimidating to others in the scene. Now let's get into Chopper Gang, because this story isn't about one person moving alone. This is a whole crew, and they're known for more than just music. The name Chopper Gang isn't random at all. In the streets, it's tied to heavy firepower and reckless decisions that don't leave room for mistakes. Members like Big 30, Lil Hank, and others aren't seen as actors playing roles. People from Memphis describe them as real street-connected individuals who've been active for years. Take Lil Hank, for example. Not long after getting released, he was back in trouble almost immediately. Authorities say he was
Stupid nigga.
What did you say, nigga?
charged in a shooting tied to what he believed was a rival's vehicle. The situation turned tragic when it turned out the target wasn't involved at all.
The horse is here.
You stupid n***!
Leaving an innocent man permanently injured. That one moment showed just how fast things can spiral when emotions run hot and judgment disappears. That's the kind of chaos people associate with this crew. Quick reactions, deadly consequences, and zero room for error. And while all this was happening, Big 30, known as Pooh Shistey's right-hand man, was already signed and pulling in serious streaming numbers even before Pooh Shistey fully exploded onto the scene. Even with real motion in music and money coming in, trouble still kept finding him. Despite the success, he ended up catching serious felony drug charges in Alabama, then got extradited back to Memphis for another separate case. That alone told people everything they needed to know. This wasn't someone who left the streets behind once the fame hit. Folks around Memphis say this lifestyle wasn't a costume for records. It was who they really were day to day. That's exactly why Chopper Gang puts fear into other rappers. This crew doesn't play the back and forth rap game. They aren't known for responding with songs or clever captions. In Memphis, disrespect is taken personally, and people believe Chopper Gang handles issues face to face with real pressure and serious intent. Everyone in the city understands that clashing with them risks way more than a bruised image. Careers stall, opportunities vanish, and people start looking over their shoulder. The clearest example of why rappers avoid Pooh is what went down with Big Boogie. This situation shows how a reputation alone can flip an artist's entire path and push them into making tough decisions about staying in their own city. Big Boogie was gaining traction fast. His melodic sound mixed with raw Memphis energy was opening doors and getting him noticed. But talent doesn't always shield you when reputations clash. What started as regular rap competition turned tense when Pooh went live on Instagram and dropped a line that sent shockwaves through the scene. He said, "I ain't never like you. Good, I ain't gonna lie. Ain't never like you." The tone was calm, direct, and cold, which somehow made it hit even harder and louder than any shout ever could. This wasn't emotional, loud, or for clout at all. It was quiet, serious, and way more alarming because of that. People watching could tell this wasn't entertainment beef. It was real dislike with real consequences attached. What happened next exposed just how uneasy Big Boogie truly felt about the situation. When Big Boogie later sat down on a podcast and got asked directly about the tension with Pooh Shistey, he didn't dodge it. Instead, he made it clear he wanted no parts of that smoke. He openly said, "I never had beef with nobody in Memphis," and went out of his way to explain that he wasn't looking for issues with Pooh Shistey because he understood exactly what came with that name. That wasn't trash talk. That was caution speaking loud. Think about that for a second. This is a grown man, an active rapper with his own motion, publicly admitting fear of another rapper. That ain't about losing pride or image. That's pure survival mode kicking in. The streets respect honesty, and that honesty said everything. The most awkward moment came later when Big Boogie felt confident and asked online, "Name somebody that played with me," trying to stamp his credibility. Without hesitation, someone replied, "Pooh Shistey." The silence afterwards said more than words ever could. Big Boogie had nothing to respond with because everybody watching knew it was true. That one name shut the whole moment down instantly. Things got so tense that Big Boogie eventually packed up and moved from Memphis to Atlanta. Now yeah, artists relocate all the time for business reasons. But let's be real, this wasn't about studios or networking. People close to the situation say Big Boogie believed staying in Memphis had become genuinely unsafe. When you're up against someone with deep street ties and real people willing to move, you either risk everything standing still or you step away to protect your life. Big Boogie chose self-preservation and bounced from his own city. And that decision alone explains a lot. If you really want to see why rappers stay nervous or—
Man, he ain't scary, bro. He's smart, dog. That's all I can say. He not scary. He really smart.
around Pooh Shistey, look at what went down in Miami. This moment proved that even outside his hometown, even when music should have been the only focus, Situations could still spiral fast over the smallest sign of disrespect. According to court records and reports, the situation started as a simple deal. Some guys were trying to sell him weed and a pair of Jordan 4s. Easy exchange, quick money, no drama expected. But something went left during that meetup. Maybe the product wasn't right, maybe the shoes weren't legit, or maybe words got said that rubbed the wrong way. Instead of walking off and letting it go, the situation escalated hard. Authorities say the group was robbed, one person was shot in the lower body, and another had a rifle pointed at him while being warned, "Don't try."
Oh, that's from that parking lot with pooh, shistey and them. I think I seen a video of that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
After that, they allegedly drove off in a high-end car like nothing happened. That part alone shook people watching from the outside. What made it even crazier was what came next. Pooh Shistey allegedly went online flashing cash shortly after. One bill in particular ended up becoming a key piece of evidence because investigators say the same bill was recovered at the scene. That detail alone stunned the industry.
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
Voice mod gives you over 100.
That level of confidence sent a loud message. It showed other rappers that situations around him don't stay verbal for long. To many watching, this incident confirmed that even minor tension can turn serious fast. And that's exactly why artists keep their distance and watch what they say. If a situation over weed and sneakers can spiral that far, just imagine what happens when someone really crosses a line in a song or online. That's why artists stay quiet. If he's willing to risk everything over something small, people start asking what happens when the disrespect feels personal. That's what separates Pooh Shistey from rappers who just talk tough for image. To many in the streets, his background is viewed as real and verified, not something created after fame. This isn't a story about someone growing up comfortable and suddenly claiming street ties once the money came in. This is someone people say was involved in street life from a young age, catching real cases and building a reputation long before the spotlight. That history is what makes others take his words seriously instead of brushing them off. When Back in Blood dropped with Lil Durk, a lot of listeners heard a hard hook and catchy lines. But in Memphis, people heard something else entirely. Folks believed those lyrics were referencing real tension with a rival group, making the song feel less like entertainment and more like a warning shot. Lines like, "You know who took that stuff from you, come get it back in blood," weren't heard as metaphor by everyone watching. To many, that sounded like calling out a specific situation tied to real people and real grudges. That's why the response tracks came fast. Other artists felt pressure to answer back, not for clout, but because staying silent could be seen as weakness in street politics. This wasn't friendly rap sparring for streams. This was real-life tension bleeding into music. When one of the opposing camp's main artists was later shot shortly after releasing a diss track, it shook the scene. That moment sent a clear message to everyone paying attention. Beef connected to Pooh Shistey wasn't just lyrics and comments. It carried serious weight that people couldn't ignore. Other rappers see all of this and understand real quick that Pooh isn't just talking street life for music. In their eyes, he's actively living it, not separating rap from reality at all. His crew keeps catching real cases. Real people end up hurt, and the violence tied to his circle isn't rumors or exaggeration. That's exactly why artists like Big Boogie chose to fall back instead of pushing the issue. They know this isn't playful rap tension. This is a situation that can turn life-threatening fast. What gives Pooh Shistey so much weight in the rap game is that he represents something most artists simply can't match. Authentic street credibility built long before fame ever showed up. In today's hip-hop world, most beef stays online. It's tweets, captions, and diss tracks, then everybody logs off and goes home safe. But Pooh is tied to an old-school Memphis mindset where disrespect doesn't get brushed off. Around him, words carry real consequences, and people believe action follows quickly. Other rappers know that saying the wrong thing about him isn't just risking a reputation hit. They see it as risking real danger, and that's a level of pressure most artists don't want. On top of all that, he signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 label, giving him major industry backing and serious resources. When you mix label power with real street ties and that kind of mindset, it makes people uneasy. That combination alone is why so many artists choose distance instead of confrontation. When you watch how other Memphis rappers move around Pooh Shistey, the energy is obvious. There's a mix of respect and quiet fear in the air. Nobody wants to accidentally say the wrong thing and have it taken as disrespect. Nobody wants to end up like Big Boogie, pushed to leave their own city because peaceful coexistence with Chopper Gang wasn't possible. At the core of it all, rappers fear Pooh because he represents something that can't be bought, rented, or faked. That reputation comes from what people see as authentic street credibility backed by real consequences. While many artists step into characters when the beat drops, people believe Pooh lives the same life off camera that he raps about on records. Industry insiders, local artists, and fans all recognize that difference, and it changes how everyone interacts with him. The Big Boogie situation showed exactly what happens when someone tries to test that reality. Once lines are crossed, choices become limited fast. You either fall back and take the hit to your image, or you stand firm and risk serious danger.
Man, that's the end of this video, bruh. All I gotta say is, dog, this video was a bunch of dick riding. Like, they dick rided the fuck out of him. And the whole time, he's saying it in a way like Big Boogie scary or whatever, but he just smart, dog. Like, why would I stay here, risk myself dying, or be having to live cautious every day because there's beef going on with a random dude or whatever? Like, I ain't finna beef with nobody, bro. Just move to Atlanta, dog. That's what he did. Now he's safe, dog. That was better than just staying there and beefing, bro. But with that being said, man, that's the end of this video, man. We about to see how this will go. I should have, like, this is the last video for this week. It's Friday. I'm not doing no videos Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna have a video dropping probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm gonna try to have one drop. Ice, give me my ice. Give me my ice. I'm gonna try to have one drop every day next week, bro. But I don't drop videos on Saturday or Sunday. Thank y'all for watching, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe too at the end of the video, man.